We have Faunopelma chalcodes, the Arizona blonde. Can you guess where they're from? No, not Utah. They're from Arizona. This one is Raging Mastodon. She's a suspect female. I've had her for almost a year. I think 11 months and a couple days. And she is not molted. They're slow growers. Males of about 5 to 10 years, which is considerably long for a tarantula. And females live 20 to 25 years. Here are some pros and cons about the Faunopelma chalcodes. They are gentle, usually, and they're pretty much slow moving, so if you're going in to do maintenance and stuff, you don't really have to worry about them unless they're like super hungry. And this one eats so rarely, like she went 50 days without eating. I don't know if you can see it, she has a cricket in her mouth at the moment. The cons is that, at least in my experience, she will fast a lot. Like I said, 50 days without eating. And slow growers, meaning she won't frigging molt. Because she can get about 6 inches. She's about 4.5, 5 inches now. But she needs to molt at least one more time to confirm that she is a female. And I will have her for a very, very, very long time, I hope. Okay, that's all for this one. And next up we have Brisket. This is my Acanthoscurria geniculata. And if you can see that butt, I think it's about to molt. He is from Brazil. Unless he was captive bred, then he's from here. They are a fast grower. Males live about 3 to 4 years. Females live up to 20. They get huge. They get about 8 inches. Let's see if I can get it to attack the brush. Okay. Didn't really attack it, just kind of batted at it. They have an amazing feeding response. That looked like a hunger attack. If it was, they don't really run and hide that much. They just kind of attack and move. Well, that's backing up, but like I said, I think it's in pre-molt. The pros, they're awesome eaters. Super awesome. They're kind of skittish at this age too. The cons, they're, well, kind of skittish and flighty, and I see their feeding response as a con, because if you're in there trying to do maintenance or whatever, they may attack just out of hunger, not out of meanness. So when they get really big and you're in there doing stuff, watch yourself, because they'll get you. In here somewhere is a Grammostola pulchripes, the Chaco Golden Knee. Mine's name is Porterhouse. Let's see if I can get him out. There he is. There he is. He's been kind of pre-molty lately too. I tried to feed him yesterday, I think, and he said no. I don't know where they're from. I did not figure that out. I'll probably flash it on the screen here at some point. Males live about 5 years. Females live about 15. They can get up to 7 or 8 inches. They're a medium grower, and they're actually the fastest growing of the Grammostolas as far as I know. Their pros are they're kind of curious, they're gentle generally, and their cons are they're kind of skittish when they're young, and that's about it as far as cons. But they're really, really, really popular. I can get some water in there without it attacking. Really, really good eaters unless they're in pre-molt, and everyone seems to be in pre-molt today. But they're also bulldozers.
Argentina.
Update. The cohort, aka the wife, just told me they are from Argentina. I'm probably still going to flash it on the screen anyway, because I did not do that in-depth research. But this is a good one. I'm glad I got this one. I should get 5. And here we have a Hapalopus species Colombia large. I assume they're from Colombia. These guys are awesome. It's a dwarf species, as far as I know. Males live about 2 to 3 years, which is a shame. Females live about 8 to 10, which is also a shame. They are a fast grower. No, where are you going? Dude, we're talking about you. You're the star of the show right now. Oh boy. If you saw that, that goes on my cons. It's a hair kicker. I don't know what it's kicking though. Come on. It can't be in pre-molt because it just molted recently. Unless it's really in pre-molt, which would be amazing. Cons are, they're pretty docile. They're an awesome eater. They can take down prey like almost as big as they are. Not that I do that all the time, but okay, fine, bye. The cons are they're kind of skittish and bolty and don't really like to be on camera apparently. Bye.
You said the cons were that they were calm. And then you said...
What?
Yeah.
The cons that they're calm?
Yeah.
No, I said skittish and bolty. Did I say calm? Okay, one of the cons is they're very calm, so they're probably boring. Will that work?
When you were doing the pros and cons, you said con instead of pro.
Your mom is a Grammostola porteri. It is from Chile. It's got a medium growth rate, which I really don't believe. I think they're slower. Males live a dismal 5 years. Females can live 20, even 25 years. They can get about 6 inches. Pros are they are docile. Let's check that. Easy to handle and always on display. Like she's never actually inside of there. She's usually on top or wandering around. This one is very active. This is Dolores. She's very active. Cons is that they will fast. We had her for God, what, 2 months before she finally ate, and apparently she only eats crickets. They can be a hair kicker, and they can be. Why is price on here? They're not that expensive, are they?
They can be.
Can they? As you can see, she's not. Well, now she's going in there. Get in there. Go hide. A hiding tarantula is a happy tarantula. But we finally got her to eat, and see, immediately she's coming right back out. But she's curious. She will, like, she'll check and investigate if something is food. So, ooh, they're usually docile. It's about 50-50 with these guys. That's one of the cons. They can be either docile or aggressive, or they can even be bipolar. They'll be like really super nice one day, and then the next day they're white. Next up, we got the Chromatopelma cyanopubescens. I don't know. I probably butchered that. The GBB, green bottle blue, orange bottle blue. If they're trying to make extra money, vendors will do that. They'll throw out 5 or 6 different colors and charge extra, saying, "Oh, it's a new discovery, and it's really not. In fact, I think it's the only tarantula in its genus, if I'm not mistaken. These guys are really cool. Oh my god, the friggin' birds. R/bird bloopers. Hang on. Are you happy? You're part of the video now. Let me get back to work. Anyway, they're from Venezuela. They like it dry. They usually have a water dish, but these guys are slings, so we haven't really, probably after their first molt with us, we're gonna relocate them into something a little bit better in a water dish. Males live about 4 years. Females live 12 to 14. They have a medium growth rate. They will get up to 5 inches. Here are some of the pros. They are great eaters, except for today, because I just tried to feed one on camera, and it said no. So maybe they're getting ready to molt. They're very colorful. It's like each time you molt, you're going to get a different spider. So that's kind of cool. So they'll lose the, so the legs are kind of like a light tan or peach color. They'll start to get dark. They got a really cool abdominal pattern that'll start to get covered up by hair. According to sources, they are docile. We'll see. They're great webbers. These guys have been here, what, about 2 weeks? So we got 2 weeks worth of web. And cons is they can be skittish. And bye. They can be quite pricey. They're not like always available, and when they are, then it's usually one website will have them and be like, hey, we have the only GBBs, let's jack off the price and stuff. So those are the GBBs. This is crab and this is Doyle. And there's something about the text. Little girl. This is Hagrid. She is a T. albopilosum. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Aztecian type thing. I'll put it on the screen and good luck. She is from Central America. There's at least 2 forms. There's the Nicaraguan form and the Honduras form. Both are in Central America, so technically we're not wrong about that. They have a medium growth rate. They can reach 6 inches, so she's pretty much full grown as far as we know. Males live about 4 to 5 years. Females live about 25. I'm going to start with the cons on this one first. They're bulldozers. You see what she did to her flower. And in here, she decided, oh, I'm going to take my water dish in here and fill it with substrate. So they like to burrow, they like to move stuff around, and they're hair kickers too. The pros. They are little balls of fur, as you can see. Look at that. They're really, really cheap. They're very, very, very common in the hobby. They're really hardy. They can withstand, you know, not like freezing or burning temperatures, but if you lose power and have to go through like 85-degree heat, they can take it. Or if it's colder, they can probably take, you know, maybe 50s for a day or two. Super easy to care for. And always redesigning their enclosure. I don't see that as a pro, because she is totally, I don't even know what's going on with this flower.
She's redesigning her home. She's making it her own.
But they got these little curly hairs all over their legs, and they are just usually adorable. So we'll test her temperament, and she's just like, eh. And now, we'll see if she'll eat something. Hey, hungry? I got a nice roach for you. And the roach went right into the hide. Roaches love the hide, but I guess she's not hungry, or else she would have responded. But yeah, really common, really popular, but for a reason, because they're friggin' adorable. Here is the Brachypelma bomi, who escaped the whole name change genus thing, which we'll actually have to get into later. They have a medium growth rate. I think it's kind of slow, because this one's at least, what, a year and a half old? A little more. So, and she's about maybe 3.5 inches. This is our second prettiest tarantula. That is one of the pros. How is thick-bodied a pro?
Because they're a thick-bodied tarantula. A lot of people want a big, thick-bodied tarantula.
I don't even know what that means.
It's got thick legs and a big booty.
Oh, kind of like your mom. Oh! Cons are, they can be expensive. Especially the older they get, the prettier they get. Therefore, they're going to jack off the price. She might be close to molting time, so. They can itch for weeks. Is that one?
The urticating hairs
Oh,
are really
okay.
bad on them.
Yeah. Her thing is she's a hair kicker. She's got a lot of hair on her abdomen because we don't mess with her that much. But yeah, I think she's about pre-molt because she'd be kicking hairs nastily. But yeah, she's a hair kicker. Other than that, kind of slow moving. When we first got her, she was super duper lazy, would not get off her leaf, so we would actually have to feed her on the leaf. She just wouldn't move from there, but other than that, she's been awesome. I highly recommend this species. And I got away with like 4 boops in a row and she didn't kick hairs or anything, so she's either in a really good mood or getting close to molting. Avicularia metallica, we're going to kind of do a shotgun approach and just say the entire Avicularia genus, because they're all the same one, just different morphs. Is that correct? Basically?
Kind of. I mean, there's 6 different morph types, and they're found between Costa Rica, from Costa Rica to Brazil.
Yay!
So each different morph type is found in the different regions, hence the different morph types. Is you'll find a different morph type in a different region.
Gotcha. Did y'all hear all that? I don't understand it. They don't get their own species, they get morph types. I think that's a disservice. Because to me, they're pretty different. This is our baby Metallica Moaning Myrtle. She is about 2.5 inches. And we also have another Metallica who is in heavy pre-molt right now, and she's about 6 inches. You can tell when they're in pre-molt, at least in our experience, they'll start webbing up stuff. And then eventually they'll web themselves into a little hammock type thing. And once they start webbing, just make sure they have water, but other than that, leave them alone. And there are 6 different types of morph types. That's crazy. Males live about 3 to 4 years. Females live up to 12 years. And hang on just a second and I'll show you one of the other morph types. This is avicularia, or morph type 1. This is Molly. Let's see if she'll... I don't know. Is this a male?
Yes.
Theoretically. No, it's a yummy. Yummy roach. No? Okay. We also have another one, a little bit smaller, named Luna, who was crawling all over me, what was it, last night, 2 nights ago? Pros, they are docile, usually. They can jump. I don't see how that's a pro.
It's cute.
It is cute, but they don't have really good eyesight, and they can jump great distances or jump long distances and fall and bust their abdomen. Visible?
Yeah, they're always visible in their enclosures.
True, they're usually out. Webbers don't usually web, or unless they're...
If they're happy in their enclosures, they will web.
Oh, well, this one is not happy in its enclosure. It is not webbed. But I've just seen them do the pre-molt web. They love doing that. Cons are they're skittish and flighty. Let's see if I can test her temperament. Yeah, they're usually calm. They can be skittish, but they're awesome. They're not going to give you any problems. They're real common. They're really cheap, and they are hardier as adults than they are as slings, at least in our experience. We've killed 1 or 2.
The morphs can be hard to keep.
The morphs?
Yes. Like...
Well, we got the Metallica sling, and we haven't had any problems with it.
Yeah, but the different morph types are very expensive.
Like the, was it Braunschweiger or something like that?
Yeah, and the Miniatrix and all those different ones can be expensive.
Yeah, so Avicularia, morph type 1, they're probably the cheapest, but once you start getting into the weird morphs, they can get up there in price. I've seen them, what, 50, 60, 80 bucks, something like that. That's crazy. But you know, if you got the money to throw around, and if you think they're cool, go for it. Last on my list is the Lasiodora parahybana, the pink salmon bird eater spider. They're from Brazil. They can get up to 10 inches from what I hear. And this, from my research, they are the 3rd largest tarantula behind the Theraphosa blondi and Theraphosa sturmi. They grow kind of medium fastish. Where you going? Bye. You can't get out of frame because I can just move the camera. Males, unfortunately, only live about 2 to 3 years, and I got a male who's about 1.5 years. Females can live up to 15. The pros are, they are awesome eaters. Right up there with the Geniculata, Sturmy, whoever you got, they can match it. They're awesome. The cons is that they are hair kickers. At least this one is, sometimes. Well, actually, she's being very, very good today. Oh! Yeah, there she goes. She's kicking hairs. But that's all she has ever done. She's never given me a threat posture or attacked out of meanness. She has attacked tongs. She has attacked, like the Geniculata. They have an amazing feeding response. If they can eat it, they will. But she's good. Oh, on the list that didn't quite make the cut for a couple reasons. Number 1 being the Aphanopelma samani. This is Cornelius. And the reason this one did not make the cut is because I always end up getting males, and they're just males when they mature out. The last one that we had, like, completely zombified, started dropping limbs. It was walking weird, and it was just not a good experience. But I really want to get a female, so I'm on the lookout. Don't have my hopes up because they always great. They always turn out male, but you can find these at reptile shows for like dirt cheap, like 12 to 15, 20 bucks if they're really stingy. They are absolute enclosure wreckers. If you set up an enclosure and you take a picture of it, because overnight they're gonna mess it up. Not in a bad way, they just have their own way of doing things. So they're definite bulldozers. And the other one was Homeoma chilensis, is that right? The reason that one didn't make the cut, the only reason, is because it is so tiny we could not get it on camera. It's about, what, after molt's about a 1/4 inch now. So when we got it, it was 1/8 of an inch. And everything about them is slow. Oh, so slow. They will fast, even as slings. It was like a month before we got it to eat.
It's eaten twice since July.
Oh, wow. Since July, it is now November, late November 22nd, 23rd. So it's eaten twice. Did it actually molt? Once. One molt. Wow. But I've seen videos on them. When they get bigger, they're absolutely gorgeous. They have their black body with a little red tint on them, and from what I hear, they're curious. They'll come out of their enclosure and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're just like super gentle. But like I said, ours is actually just too small to be on camera. You have anything to add? Pants. Do you have anything to add?
I like grapes.
You like grapes?
Yeah.
So you like Don Cherry?
No, I just like grapes.
Don Cherry is also known as grapes. He got fired for whatever he said. Didn't mean it. He got a new job.
Your bird needs to preen his head. Look at it.
My bird needs to...
He needs to preen his head. Look at it. Look at all those pin feathers.
How do you preen his head?
Look at all those pin feathers.
I see them. I didn't ask what or how or where. I said...
He's just lazy and won't do it.
How does he reach his head feathers? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is Bubbles the Destroyer. He's probably going to go in the next video too, along with a certain other screamer. Well, that's all we have for now. Comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If we get 10 likes on this, I will hold Babs barehanded.